I never expected inheriting a house would turn my entire family against me. But here we are. I'm 29 years old. 3 years ago, I lost both of my parents in a car accident. It happened suddenly. One day we were planning a family barbecue. The next day I was helping arrange 2 funerals. The grief was overwhelming. For months I felt like I was moving through life on autopilot. My parents weren't wealthy, but they worked hard their entire lives. The biggest thing they left behind was their house. A modest 3-bedroom home they had fully paid off. Because I was their only child, the house was left entirely to me. At the time, I was renting an apartment in another city for work. I wasn't sure what to do with the property. Sell it. Rent it. Move into it. I honestly had no idea. That's when my Aunt Linda called. Linda was my mother's younger sister. She had 3 children and was constantly struggling financially. Her husband had been laid off several times over the years, and money was always tight. She asked if her family could stay in the house temporarily. Just for a few months. Until they got back on their feet. I felt bad for them. And honestly, I wasn't ready to make decisions about the house anyway. So I agreed. No rent. No lease. Just family helping family. At least that's what I thought. The first few months were fine. Linda thanked me constantly. Her husband thanked me. The kids thanked me. Everyone acted grateful. Then 6 months passed. Then a year. Then another year. Every time I asked about their plans, there was always a reason they couldn't move. Money problems. Job issues. Medical expenses. Unexpected bills. Something. There was always something. Meanwhile, I was paying the property taxes. Home insurance. Repairs. Maintenance. Everything. The house wasn't costing them a penny. It was costing me thousands every year. Whenever I brought it up, Linda would remind me that family should support each other. And every time, I felt guilty. Eventually I stopped asking. Then last year, something changed. I got engaged. My fiancé and I started discussing our future. We wanted to buy a home together. Maybe start a family. The problem? Housing prices had skyrocketed. The easiest solution would be selling my parents' house and using the money as a down payment. Financially, it made perfect sense. Emotionally, it was difficult. But after months of thinking about it, I decided it was time. I called Linda. I explained everything. I told her I planned to sell the house. I gave her 6 months to find somewhere else. I genuinely thought that was fair. She disagreed. Strongly. At first she thought I was joking. Then she became angry. Really angry. She reminded me how difficult life had been. How much the move would hurt her children. How family shouldn't throw family onto the street. I reminded her she'd been living there rent-free for nearly 3 years. She said that wasn't relevant. Apparently the house had become their home now. I understood that. But it was still legally my house. The conversation ended badly. Very badly. The next morning I woke up to dozens of messages. Family members. Cousins. Aunts. Uncles. Everyone. Apparently Linda had called them all. And according to her version of events, I was evicting a struggling family with nowhere to go. Nobody mentioned the 3 years of free housing. Nobody mentioned the thousands I'd spent. Only that I was being selfish. The pressure became intense. Some relatives stopped speaking to me. Others called me greedy. One cousin actually accused me of caring more about money than family. That one really hurt. Because if I cared more about money than family, I never would have let them stay there for free. Still, I tried to be reasonable. I extended the deadline from 6 months to 9 months. I even offered to help with moving expenses. Linda refused. Instead, she doubled down. Then things got weird. One weekend I visited the property. What I found shocked me. They had renovated parts of the house without asking me. New flooring. Paint. Cabinets. Nothing major, but still significant changes. When I questioned Linda, she claimed those improvements gave her a right to the property. I laughed because I thought she was joking. She wasn't. Apparently, she had convinced herself that years of living there and making improvements somehow entitled her to ownership. At that moment, I realized this wasn't going to end peacefully. I hired a lawyer. The lawyer immediately told me to stop communicating verbally and document everything. Within weeks, formal notices were delivered. The reaction was explosive. Linda told everyone I was suing her. Technically, I wasn't. But facts didn't seem important anymore. The family divided into 2 camps. Those who thought I was right. And those who thought I was heartless. For months, the situation dragged on. Arguments. Phone calls. Social media posts. Family gatherings becoming awkward disasters. Then came the final hearing. The judge reviewed everything. Ownership records. Tax payments. Communication history. The outcome wasn't surprising. The court ordered Linda's family to leave. They had no legal claim to the property. None. 2 months later, they finally moved out. The house needed thousands of dollars in repairs. Broken appliances. Damaged walls. Plumbing issues. Problems that hadn't existed before. I paid for everything. Then I sold the house. The sale helped my fiancé and me purchase our first home. We got married 6 months later. For a while, I thought the drama was over. It wasn't. Last Christmas, I attended a family gathering for the first time since the sale. The atmosphere was awkward. Some relatives barely acknowledged me. Others acted normal. Then, near the end of the night, my grandmother pulled me aside. I expected criticism. Instead, she surprised me. She told me my parents would have been proud of me. I asked why. She said something I'll never forget. Helping family is generous. Being taken advantage of isn't. Then she told me something I never knew. Apparently, my parents had helped Linda financially for years. Loans. Bills. Emergency expenses. Thousands upon thousands of dollars. Most of which was never repaid. My grandmother believed Linda simply assumed the house would become hers eventually. Hearing that changed everything. For years I wondered if I had been selfish. If maybe I should have done more. But suddenly I saw the situation differently. I had helped. For 3 years. At considerable personal cost. The problem wasn't that I stopped helping. The problem was that someone became angry when the help finally ended. Today I still don't speak to Linda. Some family members remain distant. Others have apologized. Life has mostly moved on. But every now and then I hear rumors that Linda still tells people I stole her home. The irony is incredible. You can't steal something that already belongs to you. So, AITA for selling the house I inherited and forcing my aunt's family to move out after living there rent-free for 3 years? Enjoyed this Reddit-style family drama story? Subscribe and like for more AITA stories, inheritance disputes, shocking betrayals, and unbelievable family conflicts.